broke in.
All right, what's going on? Welcome to episode 64 of the GGrated podcast. My name is Gino. This is my partner, Gray. We're here for another great episode. Gray, how's it going, man?
It's going good, partner. We got to do this. We got to battle boredom and bring the news and the good vibes to everyone out there on the GGrated podcast, brother. I'm Randy Savage all of a sudden.
You like being Randy Savage, but I don't mind it at all. But you want to tell them what we got for the episode this week, man?
Well, first off, we're going to go over a little gaming moment of the week, and then we're going to go over some gaming news and deals, and then we're going to go to our main topic of
toxic.
Marvel's,
it's so toxic.
Marvel's The Thunderbolts, which I'm actually excited again for.
I guess you can count that as toxic. I guess Thunderbolts. I mean, maybe, I don't know, but guys, we're going to get this thing going. Stay tuned. We got some awesome things to talk about. Thanks for joining in as well. Let's get it rolling.
GG, have a good game. Come see your buddies, Gino and Gray, and it's free. Gino with the news, Gray with the deals. You gotta take it from me. It's coming fast. It's a game of future and nostalgic past. Let's get it. Let's get it. The GGrated podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. So, man, other than that, how's the week? You know, I got to ask you how the week's been going and stuff. I know it's been kind of still a little crazy for me, but other than that, it hasn't been too bad, man.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah, ours has been pretty good too.
I thought you were gonna say it's good.
It's good. Yeah, so we've the biggest thing we've had done is we had a well dug for our house that we're waiting to move into our house that we're getting built, and we had a well dug. They had to dig a long way. It was like 380 feet or something. It was deep, and then when they went to turn it on, it collapsed. So they're having to redig the well. So that's
Man,
it's slightly stressful, you know.
can you imagine though, like it didn't collapse right then, that pipe, and then like you walking over there and you see it happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how big of a, like, you can actually see. It'd probably just be like that hole. But can you imagine? It's like, oh, like, I imagine, I know it's probably not as dramatic, but I imagine like you walking by and it's like, and it just goes down this hole or something like that, you know? And it's probably not even close to that dramatic, you know?
No.
But it's just funny, you know? Well, it's not funny to you. I'll put it that way. But it's just funny to think like a well, and you dig like hundreds of feet underground, you know, and this pipe wasn't the right size and it collapses. And anyways, I digress. But,
yeah, it was one of those things that's just like, oh man, that really sucks. When's it going to be done though? Like, we want to move in.
That's what you really
So I'm going
want
to go
know.
out there. Yeah, I'm going to go out there today and go see the well guys. And I felt inspired to bring them some snacks and stuff and be like, I'm sorry you're having to do this again, but
oh, that's so nice,
you'll get
man.
it done soon.
That's so nice of you. That's, you like the people that leave the snacks for like the USPS drivers during Black Friday, huh? For the Amazon.
Thanks for everything, guys.
Yeah. But as far as me goes, man, it's just been kind of the same, just kind of working. I'm on this evening shift, guys. Anybody that's tuning in on TikTok live right now or is on YouTube, that's why we kind of been away a little bit, but we've been trying to keep consistent with this GGrated podcast. Just to kind of go over a little bit for everybody that's kind of joined in on the GGrated podcast, we talk about the most update news that we can think of, as well as some gaming deals for y'all. So if you want to snag up that backlog of games as well, Josh has you covered on that. and then we try to cover a main topic every week. And this week is going to be the Thunderbolts trailer that was released with Marvel. We're going to kind of break that down and kind of check that out. I have yet to see it. Josh has saw it. He's told me about it. So you're going to get my first impression on it, and you're going to get our thoughts as well. But it's going to be an awesome episode every week. We have something like this. So, and then make sure you share your gaming moments of the week, right? Everybody that plays the games and stuff like that, we play it as hobbies and have fun. Share those moments. We do have a Discord, GGrated Discord as well, which will be dropped in the link or in my bio on TikTok. Did I cover everything? I think
so,
yeah,
brother.
I think so. What you got for us, Josh? What you got?
So, on this section right here, we're going to go to our gaming moment of the week. I'm going to talk about a little software. So, if you want to hit it, let's hit it.
Let's go.
So, I'm going to talk about a little software as my gaming moment of the week because I haven't been doing much gaming. I've been doing some music producing. So, I've been recording all of my instruments. I have my guitars beside me. I'm in the process of when we move into our new house, I'm going to get some electric drums and I want to learn how to play the drums. But I'm starting to put a little bit of music together that I will be releasing,
But,
to all of our fans here.
Which you made the intro too. If y'all haven't noticed, our new intro, Josh did that. So
I
he's
did.
pretty talented on that side.
I did that in BandLab, and so BandLab is an in-browser music producing software where you can record all your tracks and you can like mix your music, you can add different effects to it. It's basically an easier way to produce music it's online, and you can also share your music with other people and get them to adjust it too if you wanted to give somebody access to the file. And there's a lot of like rappers and singers and songwriters on here that they upload their music so that everybody can hear it. And it's a really neat thing that they have going. It's they have a more in-depth program called Cakewalk, and it's a little too complicated for what I want to do right now. I just want something really simple. And the cool thing about it is, so there is latency to it because it's an in-browser thing. I mean, there's no like app that's running. But so to combat that the latency, like when you're trying to record another track and then it gets done recording and you go back and listen to it, it might not line up with the words of what you recorded before, or any of that. So
Oh, that would
you can
aggravate
take
me.
your mic.
That would aggravate me so bad.
So you can take your mic and you can stick it to the speaker, and you do this thing on there called a latency test, and it auto adjusts so that everything lines up. And it's like awesome, dude. It's like, it makes things so
Really?
much easier. Could you imagine if you had a tool
Oh,
when you were editing video that just made things work better? Like
yeah.
it's really, really neat. And you can add all different kind of effects. You can adjust audio for
on
each
the
track.
sound link thing, just real quick, is it kind of like on DaVinci Resolve where you can actually take two tracks, highlight them, and sync with the wave code or whatever it is? I think the waveform. Is it
So
kind of like that same idea?
you can do that yourself, or before you even record the audio, do the latency test so that when you do record,
Ah,
it's not off. Like, because it's an
that's awesome.
in-browser thing, it's having to travel through the internet, and it's having to
Wi-Fi,
go in there.
whatever, however you
Yeah.
hooked up. Yeah.
So it's not going to be exact when you try to put two tracks, together. But when you do that latency test, it automatically makes sure that, okay, this is how much latency you have because you live in Alabama and it's having to go to the server over here. And so it just makes it work. And it's like, those are things that people don't think about, those little details when you're having to do some sort of software like this. And once you like, if there's anybody out there that's like interested in it, you'll kind of see what I mean when you go to like mess with it. how it's like, why aren't things lining up? Well, it's because you got to do the latency test. So that's a big one. But I
We're
mean,
saving you the
it's
Google.
just
We're saving you the Google. You know, like the Google fingers.
yeah.
We're saving. So
Yeah, so it's like small things like that that they make it really easy. It's got a very good UI, except for the only thing that I've like they have their own custom loops and beats and all that stuff so that you could like use that as your background drums, beat,
yeah,
whatever. Um
that's awesome.
that that UI is a bit confusing when you're trying to add it to your track, but everything else is pretty intuitive and it's like easy to navigate.
So
You can adjust the key, you can adjust the tempo, you can do all that stuff. There is so many options for you to express yourself musically in a very user-friendly software.
so I've started trying to learn the guitar, and there's this guy
Mhm.
Marty on YouTube. So anybody that's Josh is a lot more advanced, guys. He actually plays guitar and all that. I'm like just now trying to get into the stuff, just so I can make a song about Josh and mess with them a little bit. No, I'm just kidding.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
I'm trying to learn how to do that. So Marty on YouTube is actually really good for beginners as well. I've been doing the lessons with that, but it'd be cool like when you finally start knowing how to do it to kind of like get that software and kind of play a little bit with some music and stuff, and because that's what a lot of people like to do, right? Like when they
Yeah.
get to playing some guitar, like, okay, it's fun playing guitar, but like, hey, what can I do with this? Can I make some songs? Can I joke around a little bit? So
Mhm. And
yeah,
the big one for this one is that there's an app you can also download on your phone, and everything is in the cloud saved. So I could literally start adjusting things on my phone when I'm not at the computer. If you need to fine tune some audio and all that stuff, you can do it on your phone. And the app is actually really good. When I was doing the GG rated intro, I actually did the bass. I did that when I was in Montgomery at the pizza place. I did that
uh,
on my phone. So
oh,
like
that's awesome. That's crazy.
that's what's cool about it is like it has everything in the cloud saved. So you're not going to lose anything that you've been working on, and it gives you options, if you're traveling and you're not at your main, computer.
Yeah. Does it cost
It's
any
just
money? Does it cost any money?
no, there's a free version and there's also a paid version. I haven't used it enough to require to pay anything. I've been using just the basic stuff that they have there, and they have a lot of effects that are free, and uh I haven't had to use the paid version, so it's been really good. I've done it
Okay.
all free, baby.
Okay. Good news, man.
Yeah.
That's
So
some good
BandLab.
Band Lab, guys. Check that out. Especially if you want to make some music for your channels, especially on YouTube, TikTok, anything like that. And you want some custom music, you can do that as well. Man, I'm gonna go into I know you was talking about that, but I say we go into the gaming news and deals next. What do you think?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Welcome to the gaming news section of the GGrated podcast. Today we got something we got to talk about because I think it has a lot to do with the PlayStation Network. There's been a lot of people, I've had a lot of friends that's been kind of upset over all this. But as far as on February 8, 2025, the PlayStation Network came back online, but it was out for a full 24 hours, which was actually started on a Friday night, man. You'll go to get online on any PlayStation device, PlayStation 5. It was even to the point where it wasn't even working on the PlayStation Portable. Or if you had like two PlayStations as well, it would not work on not your primary console. Like it would only work on the primary console. So you had this issue. Everybody started griping. There was no updates. PlayStation wasn't saying a word. They're starting getting scared, thinking it was another 2011 hack that they had. If you remember that occurred for 3 weeks where you couldn't get online. So everybody was starting to get scared. It's going to be like another 3 weeks. And what PlayStation finally said after on February 8th, what they finally said is PlayStation Network has been restored. It was out due to an operational error. That was their transparency on the whole case. And I feel like it's not good enough. Right? I feel like it's not good enough. But I don't know. What do you think about that, Josh? And I just kind of want to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because in this new digital age, right, that we have, like, why are we sitting here not getting transparency? Why are we to the point of like we can't play our games? Like, we're completely locked out if they go down.
Yeah. So the first thing that I think about when you say operational error is there's a dude. He's been working long hours. He's driving a forklift trying to do something, and he loses control.
A catabo, bro. No, I'm just
and I don't know what that means, but and he's losing control, and he smacks into a server, and everything goes down, and he's like, "Oh no!" So that's what I think about with operational error. It's probably some sort of code, goof that happened.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Catabo? What is that?
Yeah, MPD had to deal with a guy that was running loose on a catabo or whatever.
Oh,
yeah. So we was I was laughing at it. And it wasn't the first instance, but we can go on with that story. That's something else there. But I always picture when I see this stuff, and everybody posts it every single time, but you had this guy, this really skinny, like, black male that's standing in front of like 1,000 million wires, and it's everywhere, and he's just standing there with his hands on his hips, and his pants are like kind of sagging. He's just like looking like, hey, it's just like, this is PlayStation Network right now, like trying to figure out what they do. So, but I mean, on a serious note though, the reason I brung this up on the gaming news, and I believe it's very important news, is, you have to start thinking about, we buy digital so easy. Like, I know I give an example. It was out of habit with you to buy digital on the Switch, right? Because you had the convenience, you're not having to buy cartridges and all that stuff. But the same thing could happen on the Nintendo Switch or the Xbox or anywhere else, where they have some issue or some hack or some something happened to the internet, and then next thing you know, you're not able to even play the games that you purchased, that you spent your money on. And I think that's a big deal. GameStop actually said a tweet, and it was trying to burn PlayStation. It's like, oh, how do y'all like not buying physical now, or something like that? And then people started burning GameStop and taking pictures of their stores and showing all these figures, like, oh, like y'all really sell games anymore, and started like sharing like pictures of all their GameStop stores, of all their figurines and stuff like that, So yeah, it was a whole nother ball game when it comes to that kind of stuff. I just think that there should be a little bit more transparency. I think PlayStation needs to say a little bit more about what happened, and if data got leaked, if it was hacked again. And I also think that they need to start making these games not just online only accessible, especially if it's a single player game. They need to start making it where when they're done with the servers and all that stuff, modders can pick it up and you can actually run the game without internet, and I think that's what they need to do.
I think that a lot of times is why they have all these games online is they want all that data so that they can make as much money as possible, because data, when you like figure out how people play, then you can use that data to try to sell them something. And I think that's why all games are online, is there's more of a reason for using that information so that they can make more money, which like isn't, a bad thing. But it's a thing that just kind of makes you kind of uneasy too. Of like, sometimes I don't want all my data out there. I just want to play the game. So,
and that's what happened with Helldivers. The big pushback on that is they started having it where you have to sign in and get the data. And you know what they're doing? They're trying to get the data for PC, right? Because they're trying to move into the PC space. You see almost every game is going to PC. Yep. Just like yesterday we was talking, you were surprised to see that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is on PC. I've been playing it on PC, and now you downloaded it, right?
It's downloading right now, baby, on Steam Deck, baby.
Steam Deck verified, guys. Steam Deck verified.
Yes, sir.
Verified. We need to make sure to say that. But, that sort of thing. And then now they don't require it. I don't know if you know that, but they just gave updates saying that they don't require the PSN login anymore. It's because they already got
Why
the
did they
data.
not do that in the middle of all the stuff? The bunch of people have already said, "Screw this game." Why didn't
Well, they
they
did.
do
They
that in the
did.
middle of it? You know?
They
Oh,
did.
did
During
they?
all that, they said they're not going to require that backing up. But by that point, the reviews and all that's done so much
Mhm.
damage to Helldivers too.
Yeah.
But and then they carried
There's
forward
still
with
a lot of
every
countries that can't play it though. Like there's still
yes,
still
yes,
countries that are banned
yes.
from, which is like, what are
It's
you
crazy.
doing?
It's wild.
Yeah.
But all the new games, all the other games that went on the service, they was requiring that login. But then they ended up backing off recently and saying they're no longer requiring it at all. And what it is because they got that data, they've seen how many people's on PC playing their games. Okay, this is a source of income that we can tap into, right? And they moved out from that point, I think. So, and I think I lost you for a second. Oh, I
We're
got you back though.
back.
I
And
got
we're
you back.
back.
But that's our gaming news for the week. I think we're going to spin it and let's go into the gaming deals. What do you think?
Let's do it.
And the good news just keeps coming.
So you know the drill. We go to GG.deals, coming at you with the deals that are handpicked by yours truly. And we're doing a rating. There's a deal rating on here. I'm doing greater than 7. So these are fire deals. They're historic lows. Number 1 is Spyro Reignited Trilogy. It is only $9.99, usually $39.99. This is a pretty good game. I've played it. It plays good on Steam Deck. It is 75% off, historic low. Spyro Reignited Trilogy. All of these are on Steam too, by the way. You have Battletoads. Battletoads is an older series that you play as giant toads, much like Ninja Turtles. It's kind of that kind of feel. Battletoads is only
I love Battletoads, dude.
$1.99.
This is the new
Historic
one though. I
low.
haven't played yet. I'm going to have to
Yeah.
snatch that one up. But the
Yep,
regular Nintendo
this is-
Battletoads, guys, anybody that went to the old Nintendo, regular Nintendo,
Mhm.
get you some Battletoads. It's an amazing game too, by the way.
It is amazing. It's very cool. $1.99, 90% off, historic low for Battletoads. There's another game here. It's called Umarangi. I don't know this game, but looking at the art style of it, it looks really cool, and it looks like something that would be right up my alley. It's only $1.49, usually $14.99, 90% off. Also a historic low. Umarangi Generation is the name of that. And then you go down, and I'm going to just kind of highlight these. The Call of Duty series, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The original new Modern Warfare from 2019 is only $19.79, usually a full price $60 game. This is a historic low for this game in the series for PC. So if you want to get that, this one is actually my favorite one from the new Call of Duty games. So,
It is. Mine too. Mine too.
It's really cool. You also have some others that I'm going to highlight here. Modern Warfare 3, I could take it or leave it. It's $34.99. Call of Duty Cold War is $19.79. And then you have another game here that I'm very interested in that I would like to play is Castle Crashers. I've heard good things about it. It's 90% off, historic low of $1.49, usually $15. That's Castle Crashers. And those are just kind of some that I wanted to highlight and shout out. I'm going to list them one more time for y'all that are audio-only listeners. You have Spyro Reignited Trilogy, $9.99. You have Battletoads, $1.99. Umarangi Generation, $1.49. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 is $19.79. You have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is $34.99. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, $19.79. And Castle Crashers, $1.49. Oh, wait, I saw one more. You have Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. This was actually a pretty good game. This is when they were like in space and stuff, I think, and maybe there was like
Terrible
wall
game.
running.
Terrible
and,
game. No, terrible game.
If
Terrible.
you go back and you look at that story
Terrible.
mode, it is actually
Yeah.
really cool.
No, the story.
It's
yes. Okay. Yes. The
The
story.
story is
But the
awesome.
multiplayer was garbage.
Yeah, I
Like
could
running
take or
on
leave the
walls, jump
multiplayer.
packs. It was like not Call of Duty. It was horrible.
They were trying to copy Titanfall. This was when Titanfall was big, and they were trying to. They literally ripped them off.
You remember the show House of Cards? I believe it is what it was
Yep.
called. And they have the main character. He was like the president or something like that. He was
Kevin
actually in
Spacey.
that. Yeah, he was in this game, and he played the part. Phenomenal, dude. Phenomenal.
Oh yeah, he's an excellent actor. Has some
Yeah.
other stuff going on, but as far as acting, he's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are just ones I wanted to highlight, and check them out and buy them if you want to. Thanks for listening.
All right, let's go into our main topic and let's watch this Thunderbolt trailer and tell them and let's see. I'm dying to see what's the big deal about it. Josh has been raving about
excited. It's so good.
it. All right, let's get it and let's play it. See what we think. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's talk facts. The Avengers are not coming. Who will keep the American people safe?
There's some big threat out there, and you are gonna help me stop it.
Wait, us?
Yeah, you. Why, you got someplace to be?
I love that guy.
That guy.
It's so crazy.
None of us comply. So what, we all just punch and shoot?
I can't think of a worse group of people trying to work together.
Everyone here has done bad things. You can't escape.
I
the
love
past.
Bucky, dude. He's my
It's
favorite
like your
character.
mind is somewhere else.
I like her. She's my
You can do
favorite.
something about it now.
Look, he put his arm in the dishwasher. How awesome is that?
This could get messy.
No shit. You thought you were gonna be some great saviors? You can't even save yourself.
We can't do this. No one here is a hero.
Lena, when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes. That's why we need each other.
Okay, that was really good.
We are the Thunderbolts!
Can't call ourselves that.
God, thank you.
This has makings of team that can rise to glory. Bring light from the darkness. This team can be the heroes on the Wheaties box. With a little giddy toy.
Who would
Let's
ask?
see, have you slept?
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
I'd like not to die today, so maybe somebody else should be driving.
How freaking
Oh
cool
man,
was that?
look, listen. I gotta give it to you on that. I think it's actually gonna be pretty decent. I think it's gonna be
Yes,
pretty
dude.
decent. Red
We are the
Guardian.
Thunderbolts.
I think Red Guardian's gonna make it, but Selena, I
She's
love how
great.
they brought her in. They did it the perfect way. All right, let me just speak on the one I love the most. The way they brought her in with Scarlett Johansson going out when they did her own movie and stuff. So I really love how they kind of made her kind of like on the same level as the Black Widow, you know? And I think she's amazing, like the way she moves and all that stuff. And I like the way her acting and how she's fighting. Anyways, I just like everything about her because I really like the way that the dynamic that Scarlett Johansson had in the movies with Marvel, right? What she brought to the table, more like that human element aspect to it instead of this superhuman, but she's so well trained. And Selena is cut from the same cloth, right? And I love that they still able to carry that on, but still keep the story of the Black Widow of Scarlett Johansson. So that's my
think
favorite.
she's like,
but
yeah, and I think she's like a natural born assassin because
yes,
if you
the
remember
same cloth.
when they were doing the Green Arrow or not the Green Arrow, is it the Green Arrow?
No. It's
sorry. Who's
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
when they were doing the Hawkeye series, she was gonna kill Hawkeye. She was gonna murder him. Like she was very angry at him, and that brought that human aspect to her character that was
That's what I'm
really
talking
enjoyable
about.
to
You
watch.
nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Yes. And
I
that's when
feel
I
you. I
fell in
feel
love
you.
with her. And I was like, man, she's not just this assassin, just this
Yes.
empty body. Like she's somebody like Scarlet was, where she actually grown to care for people, not just
Hmm.
manipulate people. And they both was sisters. So they was cut as assassins and raised as assassins the same, So
Hmm.
I like how they kind of bringing her into it a little bit more.
And you kind of see the bad guy in this movie. You like hear him
Yeah.
and you see the back of him. He's kind of floating around. I'm gonna stay off of the internet with this movie because I want to be surprised by like who this is. It looks
Who
like
do you
they're
think
like
it is?
introducing a new
Just
dude. So it looked like Magneto at first, and I'm like a version of Magneto. It was weird because he was kind of floating, and it looked like he was controlling metal. I don't think it's Magneto, but maybe it's an alternate version of Magneto. Uh, that's
and
kind of what I'm thinking.
well, the thing is they're starting to bring more X-Men into the mix, and I heard that they're going to
Hmm.
be fully in the mix by the time um, Secret Wars comes about. So
Hmm.
I think that you might be onto something there, but I have no idea who that person is. But it
I
looks
don't
like they get
either.
their butt beat, man. Like it's going to be a pretty good villain.
Yeah.
It's what it looks like.
Dude, the funniest part to me is they're kind of showing some behind the scenes of just like normal life for the Winter Soldier because this dude was on ice for lots of
Yeah,
years. They would wake him up and he would assassinate people and then they would put him back to sleep.
yeah,
I love his character and like his mind was all like scrambled up and eventually he got free of that programming and he became a good guy. And to see him just at his house and cleaning his arm, his metal arm in the dishwasher, I was like, that is so awesome because that's probably one of the most effective ways to clean it. Just throw it
true.
in the dishwasher and then he gets it out and it sticks it back on his shoulder. I love
But it
stuff
gets
like
ripped.
that. It's
It
so
gets ripped
funny.
off too in the trailer, like from that bad guy. It just gets
Yeah.
ripped off, which is crazy, and it starts doing something to it. I don't know, but
Yeah, dude.
I think if there's one character that you think is going to end up dying on this movie, who do you think it's going to be?
Red Guardian, probably,
Me too, and it's
I
obvious.
would
I
think.
think
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
he's older.
But
He's had his time. He's like the
mhm,
sentimental piece for that whole team, right? And the leader.
yeah.
But the
He's
thing
an
about these
experiment.
Yeah. And the thing about these movies though, it's kind of like what's the Suicide Squad, right? That's what it makes you
Mhm.
kind of think of a little bit.
Yeah.
And every one of them's expendable. And
Mhm.
that's the thing about these movies is you don't know who, but somebody's going to end up probably dying. I'm totally guessing here, guys. I have no idea,
Mhm.
but I'd
What's the guy's
love.
name that they were trying to make the new Captain America in Hawkeye
Oh,
and Winter Soldier? What's that guy's name?
I,
John
his name's
something?
John, but I don't know who it is. But speaking of John, for everybody that does not know and hasn't kept up with the million shows that they put out after Endgame, this guy was supposed to be the next Captain America. He was taking the serum, right? Yeah, right. He was taking the serum.
John Walker, yeah.
Yeah,
His name's John Walker. They were supposed to make him the new Captain America and he kind of went crazy and
he had an
started
anger
murdering
issue,
people.
emotion. He started murdering people.
I like
And
I like him. Like I think he's a pretty interesting character.
yeah, and I feel like it's kind of like just making the bad decisions, right? He went one way, and Captain America, the real Captain America went the other way with it, right? Well, what
Mhm.
he had, and he held back, and he had restraint. But John Walker has no restraint, and you even see him in the movie just taking instead of just knocking somebody out, he's taking the head and dragging it with the shield across
Yeah,
a brick
yeah.
wall, So he's
Yeah.
like the
I
ultimate
like
like
him.
badass, pretty much. I would
Mhm.
say, probably not the best decisions, but he uses every bit of his strength, I guess. So yeah, I do. I like
Mhm.
what you said there about that. I think the only person I don't really know too much about is Ghost. Too much.
She
Can you
was
tell me
in
anything about Ghost?
yes. She was in either Ant-Man 2, I think, and she was a character who she was actually a bad guy at first. and she was brought in. She had something going on to where she would phase like in and out of existence, and can like go through walls and stuff. I think if I remember correctly, I'm not 100% on that,
So
but she was a bad guy at first, and now I think she's a good guy.
so are you saying all these individuals are good guys though?
It looks like they are now, but they have a past that's kind of rocky. You know, John Walker got in a lot of trouble when he was Captain America for, I guess, like crimes
Yeah.
against humanity when he was, in that
Yeah.
role, and basically kind of lost his status as the new American symbol, and that was given over to Hawkeye. So he was kind of thrown to the wayside. So he's kind of, in that same vein. Then you have Bucky, which is AKA Winter Soldier, which was basically a Russian asset that used to be an
Yeah.
American soldier that they brainwashed and they enhanced and made him like the ultimate
The weapon, yeah.
assassin. And then you have who's the girl?
Selena is going to be
So
the sister
yep.
of the Black Widow of Scarlett
Mhm.
Johansson.
She was
Which is
also an assassin, kind of a Russian asset that they trained from a young age to become, the ultimate assassin. And then you have Red Guardian, which is also a Russian asset that they experimented on to try to make their version of
Yep.
Captain America. So yeah, like all of them have a rocky past, and it looks like they're trying to, become heroes.
Yeah. One thing I do want to detail on it is if you notice at the beginning of the movie when she's at Congress, I guess their leader, what's the guy with the patch? I
Yeah.
forget his name that they have for the Avengers. What's his name? The black guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I forget his name.
I forget his name. But anyways, he was the leader over the Avengers. Now you see this lady that is like
Yep.
the leader over Thunderbolts in Congress. And she is saying that the Avengers are not here and not going to come save us. We need somebody to come, I guess, save us. So it makes you wonder, like,
Mhm.
where are they at?
Yeah.
I
She
mean,
was kind of brought up in Hawkeye and Winter Soldier
as a bad guy, yeah.
she's kind of a background character that she's kind of she's how do you say this? She's kind of funding
Yeah.
that she has her own agenda for these heroes that she's trying to like make more
Yeah.
mainstream. And I'm not 100% on her role, but I kind of see her as not a bad guy, but not really a good guy either. So,
Like
she's
she
kind of
has
an
her own
interesting
plans,
character.
like her own. She's trying to build
Yeah,
herself up. I think
that's it.
Marvel is going to kind of go the way of the boys.
Yeah,
with
I
the
could kind of
girl.
see that.
She's trying to be the leader over all of them, but
Mhm.
kind of dominant. But she wants to like I wouldn't say world dominance in a sense, but like, hey, she has control. She can control the government. She can control this. She
Yep.
has all this power because she controls these leaders. Oh, these
Yep.
heroes.
Because I think these kind of heroes, if it came down to like, if they needed to go all the way and actually like kill some people, I think they would do it. Like that's what makes them
Yeah.
different. Of
dangerous.
they're
Yeah.
willing to cross that line, and I think you have your like clear cut heroes from the Avengers and all that maybe weren't gonna go to that line, but it seems like everything's out the window with these kind of characters. Like they're gonna
Yeah.
do stuff that
This
like
was the
maybe has
answer.
to be done.
This was the answer from Marvel for DC, because if you know, DC doesn't have that line of like killing and all that stuff. You know, DC characters and all that stuff, besides like Batman. I know you had Superman and all, but like a lot of times like Joker and all the villains and all, like they'll kill, and some of the heroes are known to kill people. You know what I'm saying? So for Marvel to kind of get past that point of saying, let's put the heroes on the side and let's get these guys, and they have none. You don't know what to expect. And
Yeah, like Marvel, the only ones that did that was maybe the Punisher. He would do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
But
most
it
of the
was like an
heroes would
anti-villain
never.
kind of aspect though to him.
Yeah, yeah, because Punisher started out as a bad guy on Spider-Man, who wasn't really a bad guy, but would kill anybody that got in his way. So
Yep.
he was like in
Because
what is
he
that
was
called? An
punching everybody
anti-hero.
that killed his family. I think is
Yep.
what it
And
was,
then
right?
then you
Yeah.
had Deadpool too. Like he'll just do whatever. He's just a nut job.
Oh
And it
yeah,
seems
yeah,
like this movie kind of leans more into that Deadpool
yeah.
type of feel,
But that's what
with
everybody
the
wants right
music
now.
and yeah. Yeah, it is.
That's what they want. But
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought it up. I did not know it got released. It seemed like a pretty good trailer, man.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to kind of maybe get some good Marvel movies. Just real quick, I just want to touch on something I just thought about, but we kind of touched on it a little bit the other day. But speaking of Marvel, kind of staying in the same universe, the new Captain America. What's your thoughts on him?
The new Captain America, as far as
Falcon.
what's his name? Falcon. Yeah, I am not interested in that stuff, and it doesn't have anything to do with like race or anything like that. I don't give a crap. It's just the movie looks awful. The new one looks terrible. With Harrison Ford and
Yeah.
all that, it just doesn't look good. I'm just not interested.
Well,
Um,
I think on my issue with them is his political comments. I would say political comments when he was at an event showcasing his show, the movie, and they asked him what do you think Captain America stands for, and he said he doesn't think it stands for America, and it's literally on the like that is part of his name.
yeah,
He says he thinks it has to do with honesty and trust and blah blah blah. Like his political answer, and he got a huge amount of backlash for that. And I feel like you got to really vet these guys on who's going to be these characters because it can do some irreparable harm to that brand, to Captain America. And I forget his name. If you said it, I can. That played Captain America the first, Chris Evans. Chris Evans did such an amazing job for like over a decade through the whole series. These kids like our ages really didn't get the effect of Captain America, right? Growing up, it was mostly our dads and stuff like that. They grew up with Captain America, right, in the comics and stuff. And then he brung this new Captain America to the forefront with all of us, all the kids and stuff. And I just feel like it's getting torn straight down from this guy.
yeah. I think people bash America all the time, and there's things that are worthy of bashing, but nobody highlights the good anymore.
No.
And I think Captain America especially should be one that highlights the good, and it's not that you're ignoring all the bad stuff, it's just that you're highlighting the good. And I don't think they do that anymore, and that's what Captain America should be, is like, let's kind of focus on the positive.
Yep.
And let's have a real like a real symbol of America, and that's what Captain America is supposed to be, for sure.
I agree. Well, Josh, you want to tell everybody where they can find us on social media, and let's end this thing, man.
So check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, all those places, TikTok, on the GGrated podcast. You can also reach out at gradedchannel@gmail.com if you want to send in your gaming moment of the week for us to read on the show. Drop us a comment, drop us a line, get at us any way you can. Much love.
Absolutely. Guys, y'all take it easy. I appreciate every one of y'all stopping by, and we'll see you the next time. Peace.
Bye.